Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 10 of the regular season where the Astros win 8-3 over the Los Angeles Angels in the home opener. What a game. The Astros, after a 3-city road trip to begin the season all on the West Coast, thanks MLB scheduling department, love you too, finally returned to the lovely home confines of Minute Maid Park for our home opener, and it was a pretty darn good one. 8-3. The offense showed back up, kind of. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Luis Garcia makes his second start of the season, his first start in Minute Maid since the incident. He's not even in Atlanta anymore, Weston. Jorge Soler can't hurt you. We'll talk about his pitching performance a little bit later on. Let's break down the runs scored in this game. First inning, the Astros waste no time. Yordan Alvarez coming back from his little stint with COVID, and boy, oh boy, did he have a good game tonight. First home run, I mean, he demolished us. 10th or 12th row back in the second deck. StatCast said it was hit 415 feet. And I love StatCast. There is no way in hell that only went 415 feet. That was a mammoth shot by Air Yordan. He's back, and this wouldn't even be the only home run he hit tonight. Second inning, this was Luis Garcia's only bad inning. He stumbled quite heavily in this inning, and that was it. He was great before and after this, but would give up 2 runs on a Tyler Wade double. We could have given up 3 runs, but Bregman had a really nice defensive play to save a run, so that was a positive. And you get out of it, you're tied to a piece. But in the 4th inning, the Astros would get a pair back. And the Astros simultaneously find a way to make you happy and yet also disappointed. They load the bases in the 4th inning. Jeremy Pena steps up, and you're like, man, what a time for him to just, it's his debut in Minute Maid. He's got the bases loaded. This is such a good opportunity for him to really make an impact in front of the home stadium. And he draws a walk with the bases loaded. And it's like, hey, RBI walk, it's fine. That's like a shallow single. We'll take it. And then after that, Jose Siri steps up, and you're like, man, what a time for him to make a good play in front of the home fans. And he gets hit by a pitch, which forces another run home. And it's like, they simultaneously find a way to make us happy and yet sad. Astros fans have begged for offense, and then the Astros said, hey, we're going to load the bases and score 2 runs in the 4th inning. Oh, cool. Who gets the base hit? The what? But hey, a 4-2 lead's a 4-2 lead, so I'll take it. 6th inning, Max Stassi homers. And, alright, now I'll talk about Luis Garcia's game. This was such a weird evening for Luis Garcia, because his first game of the season, he went 4 innings of shutout baseball. But I didn't think he looked particularly good. He would get a no decision in that game. He looked okay. He had a pair of walks, a strikeout. He was just okay. He clearly wasn't spotting the ball quite the way he wanted it to. And baseball is a funny sport because you can pitch really poorly and get rewarded for it, or the complete inverse, and pitch really well and not get rewarded for it. Foolish Baseball's video talking about Game 7s, the Mariano Rivera versus Aroldis Chapman video, one of the best videos he made in my opinion, really goes in depth on that, that you can pitch poorly and get rewarded for it. The first 2 games for Luis Garcia kind of reminded me of that in the sense of, like, I don't think he pitched well in his first game of the season, but he went 4 innings of shutout baseball. Tonight, 5 2/3 with 3 earned runs does not sound like a great stat line, but boy oh boy, I thought Luis Garcia pitched great tonight. He just had so much more control over his pitches, got 7 strikeouts, including striking out the side in the first inning. I mean, I thought he looked great this evening. And then the bottom of the 6th for the Astros comes up, and Kyle Tucker draws a leadoff walk. Cool. Hey, Dusty, what's the plan? Bunt. Okay, Jose Siri's up next. What do you want him to do? Bunt. Okay. He flew out, but now we have Maldonado up. What do you want him to do? Did I stutter? And Maldonado bunts home a run to make it 5-3 Astros. Altuve would then draw a walk, and then Brantley would ground out after a pitching change, and we head to the 7th inning. Phil Maton had stepped in for Luis Garcia. This was his first full inning. He looked okay this evening. Not great, but okay. Then in the 7th inning, Yordan hit another missile. This one was listed as 430, which I think this one probably was hit around 430 because it was to a different part of the ballpark. But boy, the first one looked like it went way farther. Also, Yordan had the first and second distance tonight for hit balls, and also all top 3 exit velocities. Man, I missed him. That made it 7-2 Astros. Then we head to the 8th inning, and we pick up another run. And I wish that was the most notable thing to happen in the 8th inning. Maldonado drew a walk, and then Altuve just grounds a little single, and it's a really weak hit ball. And he gets on base, and like, hey, that's really great. Altuve has a hit and a walk tonight. Maybe he's coming out of his slump. Let's look over at first base. I'm sure he's happy. What? It should have been me. Why couldn't it have been me? Why has God forsaken this franchise? And he's gone. He left the game. He slammed his helmet. He looked mad. I hope it's minor. I hope it was a normal human injury and not like a athletic injury. You know, I hope it was just like when you're coming down the stairs and you step funny and your ankle goes sideways, like one of those type of things. I mean, there was no contact. It looked normal, which is horrifying because he had a really adverse reaction to it, and you're just hoping and praying that it's nothing, but man, I'm terrified. Okay, so Brian McTaggart and Chandler Rome have tweeted that it is a left hamstring strain and that he's listed as day-to-day by Dusty Baker. So it doesn't sound like it's horrible, but I will offer to cut out my own hamstring right now and send it to Houston. Forgot to mention it in the top of the 8th, but again, the 8th inning was basically just everyone having a panic attack about Jose Altuve. Rafael Montero came in and he struck out the side just casually. Man, that guy seems like a great pickup in that trade last year. And Hector Neris would have a very nice inning where he would just not allow any hits, no walks, strike out a pair. Pretty dominant. And the Astros have a pretty dominant win, 8-3 over the Los Angeles Angels. And just, man, it was nice to be home and actually have some offense. A lot was discussed in the past few days talking about the Astros offense, saying that they just need a taste of home. And it's one game, but it seems like it might have done the trick. We'll hopefully know more tomorrow if the offense continues, even without Jose Altuve, because play again tomorrow, 8:10 Eastern, 7:10 Central. The Astros send Framber Valdez to the mound, and the Angels send Patrick Sandoval to the mound. So, hopefully the Astros can take a second win and already secure the series. And then Wednesday, we debut the Space City jerseys. So, still a lot of eventful stuff in the short little series. So, that is all I have for the evening. Thank you all so very much for watching. Hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Stros.